All right, hello fam. Welcome back to 10 Minutes of Astrology with your favorite Nostradamus wannabe who is not going to keep things covered and mysterious for you to sort out later. I'm going to be very plain and direct and forward with you. I am doing this series because I have a lot of things coming up in the future that I want a heads up on, and I felt like you would appreciate it too, even though this series was originally done just for me to keep up with it. I know that a lot of people have already benefited from knowing the future in advance. So let's get started. We are now going to start talking about Venus. I am switching to Venus because I see a lot of relationship things come up over the next 20 years. And I wanted to go ahead and get a jump start on it. Then I'll go back to Mars. At some point, I'll go back to Jupiter. I kind of bounce around because it's my channel and I get to do what I want. But you don't want to hear that. You want to hear about this. And I will do forever. So let me stop doing that. Venus, for those of you who don't know, is the planet of relationships. It is not just your romantic relationships, it's all your relationships. It's relationships with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, with your coworkers, with yourself. It's everything encompassing relationships. Now, it's not just good, but it's also bad. We have to look at the planet itself. Venus is actually a very toxic planet. So that means that, yes, this is also toxic relationships. Venus is the planet that has the ruler Libra, which is balance, and the scales for the purposes of this series. I don't believe that Venus is a true ruler of Taurus. That's a personal astrological pet peeve of mine. If that bothers you, you can find another channel that's doing this far out in advance. But I believe that Taurus is actually a true ruler of Ceres because of food. I said in the past Eris or just any other planet, but I really think it's Ceres. So, for the purposes of this series, I am saying that Venus is the truly ruled by Libra. If you have a problem with that, I am so sorry. I am a biased astrologer and I have my own opinions about astrology alongside the math and the science behind it. I know I'm a doing. Capricorn, this is going to be a video about Venus going into Capricorn. I know right now it is going into Sagittarius. I am jumping a little bit ahead just so that I don't get too far behind because I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with this series because Venus is a faster moving planet. So I don't know if I will be able to get ahead far enough for when that time comes. Like, then what about the next month? Are you going to be able to have something? So I am doing this a little bit ahead of time. Capricorn is the goat of the zodiac. They rule the 10th house, which is social status and prestige. Capricorn, the higher octave of the goat, the kind of higher animal that they want to strive to be is the seahorse. A lot of people hear sea goat, which is also totally fine. That is like the intermediary between the goat and the seahorse. Now, let's get started. The first alignment that I'm going to discuss is a semi-sextile to Pluto in Aquarius. So our relationships are kind of turning into being about being transactional. Capricorn is very transactional. It's what are you going to bring to the table? What am I going to bring to the table? How are we going to mutually benefit in this relationship, especially with work? And the semi-sextile here, Pluto in Aquarius, it says, well, Pluto is changing and transforming Aquarius, the collective. So the changing collective is also changing your status in your relationships. So I know a lot of us have been seeing that happening directly. This is a player in that. Then we have a conjunction to Mars in Capricorn. This is between 16 and 18 degrees, approximately January 6, 2026. Now, this conjunction is the way that we act for our status, we act for our work, we act for our jobs, how we basically work for our money. Venus is also somewhat about finances. I say somewhat because I rely on it more for relationships, and then all of them, all the signs, all the planets do have a role in finances. So I sprinkle that in kind of as I see fit. But yeah, this is kind of your relationship with your work and how those things are working. It's in conjunction, so it should be on the same page. Then we have an opposition to Jupiter in Cancer, which is retrograde at approximately 20 degrees. So oppositions are either best friends, worst enemies. It's either going to work out or it isn't. There's no black and white area, and this is about your decisions. So Jupiter is expanding on Cancer, which is the mother, the maternal, the nurturing. So the way that we nurture ourselves in this very big way, Jupiter is also about luck. So it's luck with, being able to nurture and care for yourself. This is an opposition with Venus and Capricorn, which is these transactional relationships. And there is a feeling that we're sitting with. The feeling is the Cancer word here. That is uncomfortable. It is kind of bigger than what we were expecting. It's not necessarily bad because Venus in Capricorn is a very stable heart placement. It's just different. We feel differently. Things are kind of bigger than we were expecting, but not in necessarily a bad way. And our relationships and how we approach these bigger emotional things is at least we're coming from a very grounded, heart-centered place that, yes, we do care, but we're also going to remove ourselves. We need to work through some other things. Capricorn is, very work oriented. So we have to work through some things with our heart, with these bigger emotional things that are at play. Then we have a square to Chiron in Aries at 22 degrees. This is about healing ourselves. This is healing us. Chiron is the wounded healer, heals in those, or tries to help heal in others, that which we struggle to heal with in ourselves. But we've been doing a lot of self-healing work, and this square is another moment where it's like, Chiron and Aries is saying you need to work on you. You need to heal you so that you can help heal others. And Venus and Capricorn is saying, I'm trying to do that, and I'm trying to be stable in my relation. At least, even though they're changing, I'm trying to maintain at least a stable relationship with myself. And this is emotionally difficult because Aries makes it emotionally difficult because it's so aggressive. This is aggressive healing, and the stability in ourselves is changing because of we are so determined to heal so aggressively so that we can help other people heal aggressively. And it doesn't ring well for our heart and what it really needs at this particular moment. Because yes, even though we are healing, it's in an aggressive way, and we need to kind of tone back and just be more analytical, I think, be more logical with ourselves, and give ourselves some grace here to have these feelings, but not let it overwhelm us, because Aries here can definitely overwhelm the healing. Then we have a trine to Uranus in Taurus. So this is a good time to just cuddle up at home, eat your favorite food. You might, sporadically, because that's Uranus, be taking off of work to do this. Not that, Capricorn really likes that. Either that or it is kind of a better day at work. But this is at 27 degrees, approximately January 15th, 2026. So I like this alignment, even though Uranus is retrograde. That's fine. That's not really a big problem. But it's something sporadic happening at home, but it's a good thing. It's good for your relationships, especially with yourself and your work. Then we have a sextile to Saturn and Pisces, also at 27 degrees, and Saturn and Uranus are sextile each other at this time. These are more very good things. Saturn and Pisces is the right thing to do with our emotions, with all of everything that we've been having going on. Which is in a very passive place. So this is passive healing. This is, really understanding ourselves, understanding around us in a way that connects us. And it's beautiful. This is very beautiful. Then we have a sextile to Neptune and Pisces at 29 degrees. This is the last time that Neptune um, is going to be in Pisces. Once it goes into Aries, it is staying there this time. So this is a really big, powerful moment, especially at 29 degrees. This is kind of God giving you a hug. This is your relationship with your greater power, your greater creator, whatever you want to call it. It's grounded, it's understanding, it's all encompassing. And then Venus goes into Aquarius approximately January 17th, 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, fam. Much love.